the pendulum is swung, and people were tired of being overly corrected. And the kids just do it, and they're hanging out with their friends. I think everything turned into a COD lobby. Everything
Hell yeah,
slowly
man.
turned, and that's what's happening.
Bro, I've used that line so many times. Like, you can't hurt me. I survived 2004 COD lobbies. Like, you can't say anything that will offend me. There is just nothing.
Yeah, word up. Real talk for the people, got the mic activated. The chamber set to blow, dropping heavy truth bombs everywhere that we go. No chaser for the flavor, we give it to you raw. It's the concrete jungle's undisputed law. Locked, cocked, and unfiltered. Yeah, we unfiltered. Locked, cocked, and unfiltered. Let's go!
What's up, everybody? It's that time again for Locked, Cocked, and Unfiltered. I'm one of your hosts, Clayton. I got my co-host, Tactical Santa. The pickle-eating fool over there is Tony. And we got our special guest today. We got Tundra Tactical here.
Hey,
what's going on, guys?
It's a day, man. Living up here in Minnesota, it's another challenge. Keep your head in the swivel.
Yes, sir. So,
hey, just make sure you get out there and pay those reparations.
Oh, yeah.
You know, okay, actually, can I start off with a great counter idea to that?
Sure, go ahead.
Fairness. Okay, if they get any traction on this, number one, I'm going to lose my damn mind. Number two, I am immediately going to go to my congressman and start asking for reparations for having to exist in the same general area of these people. It's a challenge day to day to exist with the absolute retardation that exists in the state of fucking Minnesota,
right,
on a day-to-day basis. I should be compensated for this.
Exactly.
I agree.
Exactly.
This is going to be an episode, I think. So,
Tyler, heart's already beaten.
Yeah. So, Tyler, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, man?
Hold on, honey. My daughter is producing in the background for us. So if you hear some little voices in the background, that would be her. But I am Tyler. I do this thing, or I do a thing called Tundra Tactical. Sometimes you can find me under Tundra Gaming Live or Tundra Tactical MN over on Instagram. I'm kind of the big pusher of Rumble right now, and that's my shtick. So I broadcast almost exclusively over there, and we've been having a hell of a time. So yeah, you can find me over on Rumble, Tundra Tactical, and I kind of do just satire-like general asshole content. I don't know. I'm kind of the industry's professional jerk. I roast everything equally. And it's kind of just a satirical take what we do of the gun industry's hate of itself. You know, no matter what you do, it's wrong. You could buy the best gun in the world. You could do everything the right way. And then somebody out there is going to tell you screwed up.
All right.
Of course. That's the way it always works.
Exactly.
That's why it's High Point for life, baby.
Yeah. Tony, where's your high point?
I know.
Where's your high point, Tony?
I had one floating around here somewhere, but it's definitely not Tony's.
Tony's got. Oh, okay. That's what I was hoping. That $100 bill. I was hoping the $100 bill wrapped one, but it's all right. I'll take that one. Yeah, he's got it there. I know he does. There it is, baby.
Got to keep it under lock and key.
Ooh, yep.
Got to keep it under lock and key, baby.
That is a high dollar item.
Yeah, for sure. Look at that thing. Oh, yes, there it is.
No step on snack.
All right.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah,
lock
up your women. Lock up your women, hide your kids.
Uh-oh. Sorry, Ellie. Earmuffs.
Yeah. So I guess I don't even know I have no idea where we're going to start with this.
It's been a week up here, dude.
Fucking insanity up here. And
I don't blame you.
I have no words right now other than I got my badge of honor by having a representative block me, so that was cool. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. And apparently he doesn't like to pay his bills and get sued, I found out too, but that's a whole other story. But yeah, man, like I said, I'm just going to try to just start in here. Minnesota introduced 6 new complete utter bullshit bills, of course, anti-gun. And we're going to kind of talk about them.
6 like officially introduced now, by the way? I'm just curious. I'm doing a little bit of catch up as we're talking.
From what I understand, yes, all 6 have been introduced. And actually, just give me 1-2 seconds here. I'm going to pull up what they are.
Yeah, from what I was looking at when I was digging into it, it looks like they've all been introduced.
Okay. Yes. So we've got We got House Bill 3401, ends written school carry permission. House Bill 3402, we can't have more than 10 rounds in these standard capacity. We're definitely going to talk about the moron who wrote that fucking bill. We've got 3407, ghost gun ban plus design file restrictions. 3357, capital carry ban. 3433, expanded assault weapon ban. These things here are scary. Can't have these. And then we've got... So that was expanded assault weapon ban, plus registration, plus inspection. And then we got House Bill 3434, which is a semi-auto rifle and magazine ban. Those are the 6 that I know for a fact have been introduced and are already on the chopping block.
So I got 2 quick questions.
Yes, my state's fucking retarded.
Well, besides that, so y'all are allowed to carry on the Capitol?
Kinda.
Yeah.
There are metal detectors now there, and if you go into the Capitol building, you have to declare that they're going to find it once you go through the metal detectors. There's no way around that. But you're expected, I believe, right now to declare that you have a firearm with you, and then once that happens, you go through the metal detector. Metal detector goes beep, and then you go to a special extra screening area where I'm sure that they get their rocks off sticking their thumb up your butthole or something.
But South Carolina doesn't even allow that.
Brother, I just got to be afraid of what I'm going to run into when I go into that room. It could be some blue-haired he, she, upside down, inside out thing that it wants. I don't know if I'm comfortable with that no more.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I'm just shocked y'all can do it. Yeah, because South Carolina doesn't even allow that.
Right.
And then so for schools, you got to have written permission to carry in the school?
What we can do is we can ask for written permission to carry from the superintendent or principal. Good fucking luck making that happen. I have tried and been denied.
Yep. In regards to what you were just saying there, it is a little shocking that Minnesota, one of these like poster child ultra liberal progressive quote unquote states, has all these like crazy, insanely lax, or maybe not lax, but just, I don't know, freedom adjacent gun laws, or, association with freedom adjacent gun laws. And that is directly due to our advocacy group up here, Minnesota Gun Owners Caucus. So big shout out to them.
Yeah, absolutely. They are doing a lot of good work. So
so for South Carolina, for schools, you got to have permission, but that's not just in the school, that's on their property as well too. So if I wanted to go walk around there like a high school track, I would have to, and carry my gun, I still have to have permission from either the school or the school district to do that.
Yeah, I'm not a lawyer or nothing, so definitely don't take my advice. I think we can all agree on the fact of, or you can just do it.
I'm just saying from what the law.
Somebody will.
From what the law says.
I hear what you're saying.
Let's just get this shit out of the way right now. Going on to Tyler's point, let's just get this fucking right now. Even getting a permit is unconstitutional. Asking for permission to carry our firearm is unconstitutional. There, I fucking said it. Done. Point blank. Period. Because somebody's going to say it.
Hey,
yeah, right. So
I get a lot of people that say it's not right to bear arms once you get a permit.
Yeah, it's these fucking bills, though, I tell you. So
a lot of people say a lot of things because they don't have to live with the consequences of failing. It's real easy to be a keyboard warrior when your ass doesn't in any way break those laws or live in those states, but they do talk much shit. So when I look at someone like Maj, and Maj say I carry everywhere. Sure. When I listen to Anthony Calandro, sorry. And Anthony Calandro tells them in the Senate as they're passing the laws that he will not comply. That's a different set of freaking rules, all right? That's not somebody on the internet just talking shit going, you can do it, son, Ford Mustang 69, giggle. so it's like, you're not.
It's got the big X, little x, big X on either end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? So yeah, you're not doing anything, bro. And you're not saying anything new. And I don't know, maybe your friends down Cletus and whatnot clapped when you did it, and he'll give you an extra can of STP when you stop by the gas station. But why don't you
It do be
try
like
actually?
that with some people, though. I mean, some people are that easy to motivate. You ain't that wrong, Tony. You ain't that
Yeah,
wrong. I mean, it's not to say that you're wrong. I'm just saying, like, you're not that far off. Some people might think
right.
that's an insane idea, but it doesn't take that much to
So
motivate people.
when I live here in the state of New Jersey, and people go, "Well, you could just do it," and I'm 100% behind you. But understand, when you just do it, let me explain how gun people act. Now, go ahead and let you know your firearms buddy's there to give you. Well, if he would have just complied with the police, he wouldn't have got
Yep.
arrested. So I'm not putting money
Mm-hmm.
in his GoFundMe because
Yep.
he could have just followed the law.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
I had to call my dad up not too long ago. You'll understand this. I had to call my dad up not too long ago, Tony, in regards to something like this, and kind of make it real for him, because St. Paul, the sister city here to Minneapolis, passed after the Ascension shooting. They passed some ridiculous, just completely illegal, effectively going around state preemption laws, gun control inside of the state, or inside of the city, excuse me.
City here. Mm-hmm.
And one of these laws was making 10 round or above 10 round magazines illegal. So I had to call my dad, who lives in St. Paul, and say, hey, just as a heads up, if I come over, I'm not carrying. So understand what this means. And I had to tell him, I had to say, like, if you leave your house and you carry, the second you step out your door, according to St. Paul, not according to the real law, but according to St. Paul's law, you are a felon, and they can and probably will straight up arrest your ass, confiscate your gun. You'll spend at least the night in jail, and good luck getting your gun back. So
Yep.
He kind of had to take a second and sit there and be like, wow, that really, like, we always look at gun control, especially us in Minnesota, because we've had the luxury of this awesome group, Minnesota Gun Owners Caucus, being kind of our shield up here. We've taken advantage of this for so long. Tony, I'm sure you'll understand. We take advantage of our advocates like nobody's business. Like, we don't give them enough appreciation. The folks over at GOA or Minnesota Gun Owners Caucus, those dudes are up at, and gals are up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, going to capitals to fight for your rights without sometimes like not even getting paid, right? They're just volunteering for this stuff. Yep. And we reap the benefit of this constantly. This is a revelation that I just had this year, which I'm a little disappointed in myself, but hey, better late than never. I got the pleasure of sitting down with Eric Pratt and kind of hearing his story and understanding just that advocacy isn't accidental. It's for a specific type of person. And I forgot why I was telling this, but effectively what it boils down to is something important that I have now completely brain dumped. Thank you, ADHD.
That happens. Yeah. I feel you.
I walked myself out of it.
It'll come to you.
That's funny because it happens. But you're right. It doesn't happen by mistake. Advocates out there volunteering. And then to have somebody go, what have fill in the blank they ever done for us? And it's like, well, probably stuff you don't even know about.
You had no idea. Yeah.
No idea. I'm gonna say this too. Now, Tony, I've told you a fucking 1,000 times this shit. When I got into this game, this industry, I was just a gun dude. I had my, my stance in the Second Amendment, and it was Tony and other people in our circle of friends, Tony, Kevin Dixie, Jared, all these guys that I started following and listening to. I'm like, holy shit. And stuff that Tony said years ago and stuff that Jared said and all these other things, like, get off your ass and get involved. Well, here we are now today. And well, now I finally got my badge of honor. Thanks, Tony.
Good man.
Hey, man, I look at it this way. They don't understand what they're doing. See, they get people radicalized because those people are ignorant. We get people radicalized when they wake up and start seeing the truth and get educated.
When they start educating.
Yeah.
That's a great way of putting it.
You won't see one of us going, yeah, I really believed in my gun rights, and then one day I woke up and realized I don't even know how to finish that sentence.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, they, on the other hand, was like, yeah, I voted against the right and keep us safe. And then one day some shooting happened, some close call, some stalker situation, some bump in the night, and they realized they were vulnerable because of the gun laws they supported.
Right.
Every time.
It goes back to what we've talked about in previous episodes. This is why you've got to watch your local and your state and who you're voting for.
100%. So I guess let's go ahead, Chris. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, man.
No, I really think that's what a lot of, to me, the federal government's backed off a lot of this. Fucking God almighty, fucking Tony.
Can we just do it? Chug.
Oh my God,
chug. I feel like I'm in a frat party.
Well, at least it's not fucking
that too, then, Tony.
At least he's not chugging, mustard.
That's true.
No, that'd be weird.
Yeah.
Syrup.
Oh yeah, that'd be weird. But you see, to me, that, and I know a lot of it has to do with who's currently, I think, the current administration, but I think that even if it wasn't, I think the federal government's laying back and letting the states kind of handle this stuff and try to drive this, because you've got all these bills in Minnesota, all those bills in Virginia that they've just sent up. And I mean, some of that stuff is even freaking some of the dumbest shit I've seen in my life. And it's just like,
not to open another fucking door, but thanks for your help, Pam.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Here's my shock face to Pam Bondi.
Yeah, right. I mean, everyone's shock face, right?
Like, fuck.
So I just left Florida, and the Florida carry 2A Fest. So I've been surrounded by people that known the truth about Pam Bondi and her hatred of the Constitution the entire time, and the fact that she's not really that good of an attorney. So it's just, it confirmed what I already knew and reinforced the fact that that was a bad choice. Stop your bullcrap hero worship of this guy and hold him accountable for the bad choices he's making.
Yep.
No one gets a bye. Don't care if you like them or not. No one gets a bye when it comes to our rights.
Yep.
And people way too willing
Tony's
to
out
give
there
that
just
up.
spitting quotes.
They just way too willing to give that up for their guy. Bro, you don't have a guy. You don't have a guy. There are two sides, us against them, and that's it. And when you get deeper into it, you start seeing it. And it's really frustrating. So when people in Minnesota finally wake up, gun owners, excuse me, in Minnesota finally wake up and realize, you got to fight for this like you the third monkey getting on a freaking ark and it's raining. And they don't. They sit around and wait for their, 1% or less of gun owners that are advocates to get out there and fight for their rights and go testify, and their excuses are a mile long.
Tony, I'd tell you it's probably even worse than you say it is up here, because you have that classic Midwestern pacifism as well to contend with. So that 1% that are actually advocates, maybe only 1% of those people actually summon it up enough courage to get out there and put a voice to their keyboard warriorism.
Well, I'm sure you guys hear it all the time too, and I get it. Well, I don't want to call these representatives or email them because I can't.
It won't matter.
It won't matter, or I can't keep myself in check. Yeah, you know how badly I want to cuss these guys out too, but I have to be polite about it because otherwise it's going to fall on deaf ears.
Play the game, damn it.
Play the fucking game. And I'm just going to go ahead and start this out. Like, go at it here now. I was respectful as shit to all the representatives I emailed about these bills that were being introduced. One of them, Representative Brad Tabke, reached out to me directly. It wasn't the automated response. It was a direct response to my email. Back and forth. And of course, he played the card of, well, my friends were assassinated by gun violence. There's kids killed by gun violence. We all can agree. Yeah, exactly, Tony. Yes, loss of life is tragic. So I hit him with, okay, you want to bring friends up? Here's my friend. Brought up self-defense shootings, brought out some facts. And then it was radio silence after that. That motherfucker then blocked me because he couldn't take the heat. He didn't want to be held accountable. So, and then I finally figured out after emailing him through other
Can't wait to send that to the Rumble folks. I really can't.
Oh, yeah. So after I sent an email from my business page, very politely, invited him to a class, to the range, have a sit-down conversation, and I can have the open dialogue. No problem. I can do it. Nothing for my business email. Then I use my backup email for my personal stuff, and emailed him there and got the automated response. So that's when I went on Twitter or X, whatever it is now, which I don't use at all very much, but I tagged him in there asking why he blocked me. Within 4 fucking minutes, he responds back to my email. I hear you loud and clear, sir. Oh, okay, respond back. So if you hear me loud and clear, that means you oppose these bills and they're going to remove your support for them. Got no response.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you get up here.
And let's
famously.
I don't mean to cut you off, but he's the one who introduced banning these scary things. More than 10 rounds. Ooh.
Well, not only that, have you read some of the verbiage in this thing?
Yeah, it's insane. It's
if you would care to help me out, I haven't had the chance yet to read in detail. I would love to hear some of the highlights.
That's what I was looking for. I'm looking for that. There's a section in here where it talks about essentially
delay.
mag extension.
That is just so everyone knows that we're talking now about Bill 3402, the 10 plus round magazine ban right now. Just so people know.
So yeah, there's.
If I could make a comment on some. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Ty.
No. Go ahead. I'm trying to find what I'm looking for here. Go ahead.
I was just going to say for the listeners that don't live in Minnesota or don't live in the Midwest, this is pretty typical of what you find up here in relation to the quote unquote. We'll call it. I'll use very heavy quotes. The discussion of gun control or the discussion of what should be done about guns up here. Yeah. And like I said, I use heavy quotes on that. But there really isn't a discussion. The left side of the political spectrum, the DFL up here does not want to talk about it. They don't want to have any form of discussion. It is their way or the highway. There is no in between. There will be 0 politicians from the DFL, from Minnesota, that will sit down with you and have that discussion. So, Clayton, yes, you are absolutely right. Still email. Your voice is still important. Because remember, it's one of those things like when somebody emails, they count that one person as like 100 other people who didn't email. So you are representing a significant portion of the voter base. When you call, it's like 1,000 people. You have big time impact when you do it. So please do it.
And I want to make this other clear too. He's not my representative. I do not live in his district. I'm still hitting these guys hard. That's also, keep that up. My representatives in my district, they know where I stand. I know where they stand. They also know that I will hold their ass accountable. Point blank, period. So it doesn't matter if they're in your district or not. Reach out to them. But Chris, did you find what you're looking for?
Yeah, so it was kind of under the definition. Large capacity magazine means any ammunition feeding device with the capacity to accept more than 10 rounds or any conversion kit, part, or combination of parts which the type of device can be assembled if those parts are in possession or under the control of the same person. So pretty much your mag extension.
Sweeping. Yeah. There's no way around that one. So yeah, what that is going to do effectively is turn hundreds of thousands of otherwise completely peaceable Minnesotans into felons overnight.
Did you hear? I'm sorry. I don't know if I catch it.
That's the only thing it's going to do.
Did you say what it is? It's 10 or 5 years in prison or a felony charge?
Hang on, let me get
because the ban it's an all out ban on the magazines. You either have to remove them out of the state, you have to either destroy them, surrender them to law enforcement, or modify them to not take more than 10 rounds. Oh, so now we can modify guns to fuck out of here.
Yep. Only when it helps them. Only when it helps them. Just remember, rules for me or rules for thee.
But yes, guilty of a felony and may be sentenced to imprisonment for not more than 5 years, or to pay a fine of not more than $25,000, or both.
That's going to be probably per magazine because they're going to do it per charge per magazine. So that stacks up pretty fucking quick.
Yep. Because that's what New York did. Because it's what 10 years.
I have a life sentence in my fucking house many times over right now. Go fuck yourself,
right Minnesota. Here. Yeah, no shit.
Go fuck yourself.
And you know this is why.
You were right, Clayton. Surrender the device to appropriate law enforcement agencies for destruction. Modify the device to render it permanently inoperable. Permanently alter the device so it cannot accommodate more than 10 rounds, or remove the device from the state.
Yeah, well,
so
I say.
Go Don't be one of those. Don't be one of those guys who accidentally gets their gun to fucking go. They're playing on their podcast. Give me 2 seconds, folks. I'm sorry. My wife is upstairs dealing with the screaming kid. I got to go help out.
You're good.
I'll be right back.
You're good.
My thing is, what do you mean by permanently alter the device? How do you permanently
destroy it?
Okay. So
alter the magazine to not hold more than 10 rounds?
How you permanently alter the magazine?
You destroy it.
It's to pin it. You have to pin the magazine in such a way that if you took the pin out, it would destroy the magazine. That's what they
So
mean.
almost like a plug, sort of, for like a shotgun, almost.
Chris, we're not talking about. It's opposite of your butt plug, Chris.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold up.
But no, Tony, you're absolutely right. That's what they mean is by pinning it. Because fuck you guys. This is the shit that's been pissing me off. And I know me and Tyler have talked about this. Minnesota Gun Owners Caucus, again, shout out to those guys, phenomenal work, GOA. But as far as people who are like normal people walking around Minnesota, get off your fucking ass and make shit happen. Otherwise, we're going to end up like these other fucking states. And guess what happens? It's not going to be as easy to get this shit back.
The PSYOP's working right now, Clayton, is what we have to...
I know.
People believe that Minnesota is a lost cause when it is about 2 fucking seats from flipping.
Yeah. I swear, these fucking morons who wrote these fucking bills, they went to the goddamn Leary Center. I swear.
Nice. So let me explain to you what's going to happen and what happens. This is a Penn magazine jersey, right? This is a 10 round for Glock 19. Now,
it's neutered.
To actually do this, they had to. So you can't take the bottom plate off like you could a regular Glock. So, and to do so would mean you destroy the entire magazine to get it apart. So even doing it yourself could carry the inherent danger of if they want to go after you, they can figure out a way to take your thing apart and not destroy it and hit you with a charge. Here is 18 months per magazine in prison. Yeah. So that's it. Understand, if you don't fight, that crap happens. And then you have to wait for a lawsuit 5 to 7 years to get up to the Supreme Court.
Yep.
And then the Supreme Court may not take it because they kicked back 10 anti-gun bills, including one from New Jersey a few years ago before Bruin, because they, I guess, had Bruin on the radar and they were going to take it. But that didn't help me as an advocate here that have been pushing and getting funding for these damn cases. And then all of a sudden you have the rug pulled from under you. Luckily, I've stopped being so emotionally invested in legislation because I started doing diversity shoots and putting my focus into educating people every 2 weeks. Because at that time, I was going to testify and taking days off and doing all that. And I was like, man, I got to take these eggs out of this basket. Because when the Supreme Court went, we're not taking any of these 10, I was freaking devastated, dude, because I felt I put all this work in. And so then I just started focusing on things I can change. But you know what's better than that? Not letting them put forth bills like that in the first place and turn it into political suicide anytime they do. But it requires getting off your ass. I love a whole bunch of gun people, love putting their patriot shit up, love having their don't step on snake shit. And then when it comes time to be a patriot and actually step up and actually exercise the rights that those patriots died for, it's too much work. Oh, I got to pick the kids up from the game. I got to go watch this game. I got to go do something else. It's never like I couldn't get off work because most people don't work that much. And I'm like, bro, the people that did it and founded this country, they had work to do. They had farms. They had plantations to run. And them slaves ain't going to whip themselves, man. They had to take time off, bro.
Yeah. Sorry, that was the wrong button. Wow. My bad. I hit the wrong button. I meant to hit this.
No, and that's, and you know, I'm over here sitting thinking like, damn, we have this hearing on these bills, a couple of these bills on Tuesday at 3:00 at the Capitol. Right now, my work is at 4:10s. I'm tempted to change my work schedule tomorrow. Be like, hey, can I work Friday so I can take Tuesday off so I can get my ass down there in person? I might just do that. But you know what? I mean, me sitting there, all I'm going to do is just listen to the bullshit. I'm not going to be able to voice my concern. My testimony is already written in and sent in. But, to your point, Tony, get off your fucking ass and go.
Okay, I'm not saying you have to do it. You don't have to do it every time.
No,
I say you need to do it once for the Senate, once for your assembly. Yep. You got to hit both of them. You got to see what it's like, because now this is my experience. I was so nervous the first time. I could not tell you with 100% what I said other than my name is Tony Simon. That's how nervous I was the first time. So the very first experience.
We're talking about when you met Chris?
No. When I met Chris, he was like, "Oh, your name's Tony Simon. I love you."
That's pretty much how it was when I met you too. I was like, "Oh,
no, man, yeah, no, I agree, Tony. I agree."
So go twice, and then decide whether that's part of your world or not. But at least you have that in your Rolodex of experiences that you did try to do it that way. And then if that's not your thing, figure out other ways to fight for your Second Amendment rights. But start out, do the testifying, go there, stand up. You know what I mean? Do your Patrick Henry impersonation. Reach down deep and do your thing. Because I'm from Virginia, and that stuff is embedded in me through my study growing up as a kid in the place where this country started. And it was amazing feeling to be in Trenton, standing up for my Second Amendment rights in another place where our rights started at, but are being attacked like you won't believe. And that's when I realized that ain't the thing for me. Taking time off work and rushing down there with 2 days warning that they're going to have a bill, and you got to call in and call out for work and sit around all day and then play the mind games they play. They will intentionally set above you. They intentionally allow you only to talk after the media. If they did it like they did to us in Jersey, they put all their people to put the bills up first. They do their yammering. Then they bring the anti-gun moms in and let them do their yammering, all on TV, all with the reporters in the room, all with the recordings going. And then when it comes to gun people's time to talk, all the reporters leave and they stop paying attention to you, and then you speak.
Well, wasn't it, Tyler, I don't know if you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think the last time they were in session or this shit was brought up, I think that they didn't even allow written testimony to be brought up. Like they didn't even let they allowed
Rob talking about that.
Exactly. They wouldn't even let us fucking testimony go. Not written, not everybody stand that was there. We're done. Thank you for
rigged.
coming.
I mean, you gotta play it. You gotta play the game, but you also have to understand that you're running against a cooked system.
Right.
Don't think for a second that you're going to get anywhere by playing the game. What you're doing is you're checking that morality box. Right. And you're allowing yourself the moral latitude, if you will. We'll use a general term. You're allowing yourself the moral latitude to pursue other options because you've checked that box. You can't check that box or you can't do the other options thing until you've checked that box.
Right.
It's just where, Tony, I love what you were saying about there are different types of advocacy and different levels of it. You don't necessarily have to do what Clayton was talking about, getting in the car, calling off work, doing this, doing that. I mean, hell, even just talking about it is a form of advocacy in and of itself. What a lot of gun owners are, especially once again up here, that big pacifist Midwest nature, people are afraid to rock the boat. People are afraid to bring up those difficult conversations. Fuck that, dude. That's where we're telling you to get off your ass.
Yes.
You don't need to fucking call your rep if you don't feel super comfortable with that yet. That's like the best thing to do. Definitely. But start by just bringing up a difficult conversation and having to talk about it, or engaging instead of running from it. Engage in it, because a lot of us will run from it too, because either A, we feel undereducated, or we feel like we're just going to get bullied. I know a lot of younger gun owners I've had this talk with. And it's, I'm going to offer a phrase and a saying that has valued or benefited me infinitely and will continue to benefit me infinitely for the remainder of my life. It was given to me by my father-in-law. Of whom I don't necessarily get along with all that well, but I respect the hell out of him because he's earned it. And he told me one day when I was having a bad day, something that's always stuck with me, and this is absolutely applicable to our fight here. Experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. So go out and get the experience.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
100%.
Understand.
100%.
You ain't gonna win every time. Might win hardly ever. But do you want to be in the fight, or do you just want to be one of those people that sit around and complain? Because how many people you think march with Martin Luther King compared to how many people claim they march with Martin Luther King after the fact?
Sure.
Yeah.
Which one would you want to be? The person lying about the experience, or the person that actually did the shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Man. I mean, for me, it's like Clayton, I think you and I are cut from the same cloth up here. We're a little different than most advocates.
Right.
But Tony, man, that's another great analogy is you want to be that person that's right there. You want to be able to check that box and go to bed at night knowing that you did your best. Regardless of the end result, you did your best. You know that the system's cooked. You know that you're fighting an uphill battle. You know that you're going against billionaire donor dollars, right? We don't have a billionaire backing us. Look at what we're doing with Next. We are crowdfunding a fucking revolution, and we're fighting billionaire dollars, and we're winning. I have a goofy fantasy that I'm going to somehow become a billionaire and then just become the 2A's billionaire and then just throw like $250,000 check to all our advocacy agencies and watch us win the Constitution back.
Well, I think the other thing is...
Understand, I've been fighting for over 10 years in New Jersey with Patreon money that's down to what is it, $165 a month. All right. And I've been hosting 2 events a month for years, providing food and ammo for these events at 4 to 5 different ranges, depends on how you count them. And I've hosted these events across 3 states with pennies.
And
so don't tell me how much it cost or da-da-da when we have a million gun owners in New Jersey. Bro, if each one of them donated a freaking $1.
A quarter? Less than $1. If everybody contributed.
Yeah, I know, but I couldn't do that math. So it is
fair enough. Okay, easy, fair enough. I was trying to make it simpler. I fucked it up.
But it was 100% true, dude. They love to complain about it. And the bare minimum is having a conversation. Most people won't even
Absolutely.
do that. Absolutely. So stop calling yourself a patriot if you won't lift a finger, because being a patriot involves hard work and sacrifice.
Gun ownership's like punk rock, dude. You got to earn. You got to fucking earn it. If you're gonna talk the game, like I'm not gonna say gun ownership is restrictive or limiting or anyone can own the gun. But if you, Tony, nailed it. If you're gonna get up on that hill and you're gonna start fighting for your gun rights and you're gonna get behind that keyboard and you're gonna claim and you're gonna say and you're gonna talk, just make sure you're backing that shit up. Yep. Make sure you're backing that shit up. Put the action behind the words.
Yep. Oh man. Yeah. No. So. Yeah, it's fucking crazy up here. And then we got. Let's see here. I'm gonna jump into one of the other bills. I mean, Chris, you want to add into that?
Yeah, I just think more and more people are starting to wake up, and I think that's why we're starting to win more of these battles. Is more people are starting to wake up, but we need a lot more people to wake up a lot faster.
I agree.
Okay, and just like Tony said, I mean, advocacy, and all of y'all said, advocacy is everywhere. Yeah. Advocacy could be you taking $1 a month and donating to GOA, FPC, and local groups in your state and stuff like that. Or just go online and share people's content.
It's as simple as, even if you have a conversation, you have a coworker that has a different stance when it comes to Second Amendment. If you just have that hard conversation with them, you don't have to be an asshole about it, but at least have the conversation. That's how minimal it takes.
I think it's even easier than that, if I could be perfectly honest. I would just talk.
It probably is.
Don't even talk to the anti-gun lady or nerd at the shop. Talk to your fellow gun nerds in public about guns. Get excited about it. Celebrate that shit. When a new gun drops, you should be talking about it at the fucking office, not hiding behind the water cooler whispering about,
right.
Did you hear about the new clock or that new CZ? No, fuck that, man. Celebrate that shit. And then get those people to challenge you and then have the conversation.
And let me tell you what happens on the flip side if you don't. It becomes verboten to talk about firearms at all at work. It's if you talk about it at work, all of a sudden you become the gun person and the one, oh Lord, watch out, mass shooters here. All that stuff happens, and then it becomes, even if you talk about it at work, it makes people uncomfortable, and now you got to visit HR. That's the slope you're on.
I can say that because I work from my basement here. I know. I have that luxury. That is a very good point. That is
a good point. It's a good point.
Oh no, but no, I'm the gun guy at work. I stood up. I'm at a station.
Same here.
And I pretty much know. I mean, when they're given the mass shooter response class, and they bring me up, and they go, listen, I feel a lot better if they give him the gun instead of some of our cops. Yeah, you know, you've been known as the gun guy. But there's going to be a price to pay if you sit on your ass and don't do anything. And most of you haven't thought about it because it's unfathomable that somehow you can get there. Let me explain. You can get there within 2 elections. What we need to do is what happened. What Minnesota is at a precipice of doing something that's almost amazing, and they don't understand it because they have walked away from their own superpower, which is speaking to your representatives and voting together for your rights. Most people go and make up excuses for it. But what you can do right now with those bills is make mass phone calls to these people. No threats, no bullcrap, not voting for you, not reelecting you, and I'll find whoever is running against you in the primary. We will fund. I will make it my mission if I have to pick up cans on the side of the road to fund anyone who stands against you. What happened with the Democrats after they passed the assault weapons ban is they lost the House, Senate, and the presidency the next election. Most people don't know that.
I do.
Bill Clinton warned them about that. That's what happens when you let them know there's a severe price to be paid. And as they said in Blazing Saddles, they lost their phony baloney jobs. Then all of a sudden they leave stuff alone. That's what you have to do. You can't win by being a passive little bitch. Well, this is the way I am because that's the way we are out here. Shut the fuck up.
Can I say something that's been grinding my gears? I'm going to pivot just a little bit, but it's parallel to what you're saying.
Go, full send.
I'm going to call out a lot of us. I'm going to call out the gun tuber community here for a little bit, and a lot of the gun tuber audience community. A lot of the people watching. I'm going to call you guys out too. You know what I'm sick of, Tony? More than almost anything else, like outside of like the gun control world, like internal to our own community. And I said this earlier. I'm a big Rumble guy, right? I'm going to kind of pivot to this for a second because woe is me. I'm sick of going on Instagram when I'm taking my morning shit and catching up on the previous day and all the stuff I missed. Seeing the latest Garand Thumb post about how Instagram has taken down one of his videos or YouTube is bullying him or some shit, and everybody whining and sucking the cock of the Garand Thumb and all that shit and saying like, oh my God, it's so depressing. We live in such a cruel world. And of course, you know, the creator is playing right into it because it's feeding engagement. And so of course we're going to post more and more of that. Stop! Fucking stop! Jesus Christ. Can I make an observation that's really like shouldn't need to be made, but I'm going to make it anyways? What is the main lesson that we preach as a community? Tony, Clayton, Tactical, don't tread on me. Stand up to government. You know, you are in this for yourself and your own rights, you know, freedom, ultimate levels of freedom. Excuse me. And we're going to record and spend our lives and time and effort that we could be spending with our kids or learning something new. And we're dedicating that to this message of getting it out to the community. And we're spending hours, sometimes dozens, if not maybe hundreds of man hours, depending on how big the production is, on a video elaborating or going into detail about this message. And then we're asking permission to post it. And then guess what's happening? Some of the vagina factories in our fucking community are getting fucking cunt hurt when their damn videos get taken down. Sorry, I'm a little upset about this. And you know what? I'm done, dude. I'm not going to say that I did a wild thing, like an insanely unbelievable thing. I don't have 1 million followers, right? But I did start over. And I did put my money where my mouth was, and I stopped posting on YouTube. I stopped giving into that shit. I stopped suckling at the teat of AdSense and all that fucking Google bullshit. The rest of the community needs to do the same. I don't care if they go to Rumble, But if I see one more motherfucker whining about YouTube, know the bed you're getting into. Look, there's not a secret. Stop being a bitch. Tony, you said it. That's what made me think about this. You can't change anything by whining about it. You fucking bitch. Get off your ass. I'm talking to creators here and do something about it.
Well, and
I apologize for dropping that on your show and not mine. It just happened.
No, it kind of already got dropped in a previous episode we did with somebody. But essentially, that, I mean, they had a room with people from YouTube and all of your heavy gun tubers with tons of followers. I know
exactly what you're talking about.
Right, and that's what it turned into. They all just sat in there and bitched about everything instead of actually trying to find a way to make it to where it's more on our side than anything else.
For those who don't know, I am actively advocating that the greater community here in the I almost said Tundra Nation, excuse me, in the whatever you guys call yourselves, and our gun community as well, our 2A community, look into deplatforming voluntarily from YouTube. And that is a difficult decision to get a lot of people to make because it's a default, right? It's just what we do. It's the status quo. But I'm going to challenge you guys. When a lot of people tell me, Tony, you hear this, I'm sure, all the time. Clayton saying, I'm sure you guys hear this all the time. It's like, I would watch it there, but it's just, I don't know, it's easier to watch on here. When have we as a group or a community ever been satisfied with the status quo? Why are we setting that precedent now? Why are we suddenly okay? What, because it's not that important? Like, it's just a YouTube video, right? How else do we get information from the manufacturer to the customer? This is one of the only industries where it must touch an influencer. It pretty much has to. Print media is all but dead. There's still a little bit left in there. Print media is all but dead. There's no commercials. You can't run a fucking gun commercial in Minnesota. Actually, you kind of can in some networks, but it's tough, right? It's like trying to find something gun related on Instagram or Facebook. You got to play the game. You got to jump through the hoops. You got to go through all this red tape. And, man, when you sit down and you think about just all of this bullshit you have to do to get people to understand that you're just talking about a constitutionally fucking protected right, a right, not a privilege. It blows my fucking mind that we willingly submit to we make the joke, the overlords of YouTube, but we willingly do this. Each and every single one of you does this. I do this. Tony does this. Clayton does this. Santa does this. Every person watching this does this. We default to YouTube. We have to start actively thinking. I'm not going to say don't do it, but start talking shit to yourself when you fucking do it. Be like, damn it, I know I shouldn't be doing this. I'm going to fucking do it anyways, but damn it, I shouldn't be doing this. And if you tell that to yourself enough, it'll start to mean something and you will eventually stop doing it. But start today, man. This is all going back to the same message. It's like, stop saying I'll do it tomorrow or like I'll do it next week or something like that and just kind of get after it today. That's another thing that we talk about in this community a ton is our willingness to quote unquote get after it. But Tony, Santa, you guys harped on this. Clayton, you harped on this too. Very few people when push comes to shove are actually willing, capable, or able even to do it. So I've acquired a lot of cynicism over the course of the past year, trying to find other like-minded individuals that aren't in this for the money. I've found that a lot of people are in this for the money on the influencer side, not the message. And I don't like that. I'm not happy.
Well, I'm
not going to name names.
That's what I was about to say, man. I mean, that's what it boils down to is that one word of money.
Hold on.
Dude, I brought it up to every single one of them. I say, Rumble is an option. Oh, I would post there, but my sponsors wouldn't follow me there. I'm sorry. I didn't. Sorry, go on.
Well, not only that, not only Rumble, like Utreon. Utreon's a great source too. They're very good. They're very pro gun over there as well too.
I'll go ahead and tell you because I love gun people are some of the laziest motherfuckers ever. Mm-hmm. I'll go ahead and tell you because they all go, "Hey, if you're going to have the balls enough to say something, name names." Why? You ain't gonna do anything about it if you like them anyway. If I name names and make enemies out of somebody, let's just say, if I go, wow, it's really interesting because I've never seen Grand Thumb or any of these big names, or even, well, Grand Thumb is one of them right now. I can't think of others because really I stopped caring about the gun tubers' opinions because they're worthless. Because again, I figured out they're all
Don't listen to me.
Freaking money, man. They're doing it for the check. If you know their names off the top of your head, they're doing it for the check. If you've never seen them push a strong 2A message and actually name particular bills and tell you to write in, like all of the hours of freaking material they put out, but they've never put out anything that was pro 2A and actually went into it just a little bit and understand, then they're one of the people we're talking about because they're more worried about views than actually getting work done.
They're advocates when it's convenient and it's beneficial to their viewership. Yep, exactly.
Now,
or when they're sponsored to do it.
When it's getting them views and likes and follows and shares and comments.
That's unfortunately what I have come to realize from certain people in our community this year. I'm sure it's been known by many people for years and years, but everyone has to come to that realization. It's a little bit of the "don't meet your heroes" moment, but I would say that's a little not true in this industry. Most of the people that you meet are pretty rad, but man, when it comes to getting people to walk away from their baby, the thing that they built, you really are putting them to the test. I understand when I'm being critical of people right now. I understand what I'm asking them to do because I did it. Please do not misinterpret me asking or almost demanding people do the same thing without me having walked that path first. I have been on Rumble almost exclusively. I think I post maybe 4 or 5 total videos to Rumble or to YouTube in the past 2 years. And that is almost exclusively to get people to remind them that I am over there now, as opposed to over on YouTube. I don't know. I've said it 100 times now already. Please start looking at different options. Please start asking that question. What do we do? What do we do as a community? How do we get information? How do we continue getting entertainment? How do we grow as a community? Think about this. How do we start paving the way for the next generation of gun tubers? How do we leave the place better than when we found it? How do we take the lessons we've learned and apply it to the future so that GunTube content goes from what Tony was talking about, a lot of people being in it for the money and just, throwing drivel ass fucking content out there. Wow, that's a wild word I just used. To the second generation, because remember, we're fucking astronauts. Nobody's ever done this before. We are writing the book on how to build and create a social industry. Nobody's done this before. How many other industries do you know that operate like us? It's not even close with the car industry. Print media is fucking alive and well in the car industry. It's almost unique. There's a couple of other industries that come close, like the really niche hobby industries. They come close. 3D printing also kind of comes close, but
it's more now than what it was like when we were growing up, because you actually had commercials there that talked about firearms.
Sure. Yep.
And you had car dealerships that was like, hey, come buy a truck and get you a Remington 870 or a Mossberg 500. This is
I prefer the aftershock.
It's what we've almost been pushed to in a way, because I mean, I look back at old movies like Blazing. Tony brought up Blazing Saddles. Could you imagine that being played today on TV somewhere?
They lose their fucking minds.
They would die. Some fucking person might die. I would almost say that as hyperbole 10 years ago, but today that might kill somebody. Actually kill somebody.
What's the Porkies? I mean, we could sit here and go through tons of old movies, not even just old, but like Tropic Thunder. Imagine if Tropic Thunder came out now.
Actually, on a funny note, it is kind of making a bit of a resurgence because some of the actors on there were talking about how Robert Downey Jr. was just black the entire time.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. He should have won. He should have won an Oscar or something.
Exactly. hearing the stories of him just committing to the role and everyone just giving him the thumbs up and just accepting that was just Robert Downey Jr. for the next however many months. And then hearing the stories associated with it is fucking hilarious, by the way.
Yeah.
Please find yourself a great amount of entertainment tonight on Instagram while you're taking a shit. And look that stuff up. It's so great.
Yeah.
Well, the good part about him being a black guy, in my opinion, in that role is he didn't do a stereotypical negative black dude. He just happened to do a black guy. And it's hilarious.
Exactly.
Let's be honest. It would have gone down way differently if he didn't have that one line. If he didn't have that one line, it would have gone down way differently, and it might have gone the other direction.
Which one line?
I'm playing a dude disguised as a dude. That one.
Yes.
I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. If he didn't have that line, because it became iconic. I mean, you can go anywhere without hearing that line.
Yep.
And if he didn't have that one, I don't know if that movie carries as much weight. You know what I'm saying? Like that line.
Ooh, it was great, though. Dude, everything about that was great, and it hit on all cylinders, fired on all cylinders for me, because it was acknowledgement. It was acknowledgement, but not like the worst of the worst. Yeah, and it was fun.
It was pure, unadulterated fun.
It was done without making someone a victim.
Yeah.
And I think some people don't understand that's how comedy works. Now, I just did a speech at Freedom Fest, and I opened it up with, if you grew up watching Blazing Saddles, All in the Family, and Sanford and Son, and Married with Children, you feel free to stay in a room. But if any of that offends you, carry your soft ass outside, because I don't have time for it.
Attaboy.
And that's the way we are, dude, because that's the way we grew up. Now, that's coming back. 19, 18-year-olds are feeling that now and talking like that. And they use the word retard when they're goofing on their friends. Do you think
it's just the revolution of counterculture, like that rotating, that revolving door of just, it's now cool to be counter to the, everyone's all accepting and comfy and kumbaya. Now the rebels are kind of looking cool and being, saying retard and gay and all that shit.
The pendulum is swung. The pendulum is swung. The pendulum is swung, and people were tired of being overly corrected. And the kids just do it, and they're hanging out with their friends. I think everything turned into a COD lobby. Everything slowly turned, and that's what's happening.
Bro, I've used that line so many times. Like, you can't hurt me. I survived 2004 COD lobbies. Like, you can't say anything that will offend me. There is just nothing.
Well, I think COVID kind of opened up the eyes of some of the younger generation as well, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
we thought we were all being shut down. All of us pro-freedom people, all of us anti-vaxxers. I wasn't even anti-vaxxer. I was just a questioner. And you treated me as if I didn't believe in modern science. And I'm like, no, I'd seen this played out before during the Gulf War when I was forced to get shots. When I was in during the first Gulf War, and they threatened us with prison right there before they shoved the freaking needle in our arm. Mm-hmm. They were like, if you don't want to do it, you can go through that door. Playbook, you go to the left door. Yeah, so when they go, you could lose your job. I'm like, bitch, I can get a new job.
Fucking Tony. Hold on. Stand by, Tony. Give me a second. Give you one of those. Sorry, I have a little soundboard I get to play with.
That's nice. So
Chris,
that's what it was. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No.
I was just gonna kind of bring us back to the conversation here. But Chris, you came across a list of their assault weapons. What was all on that bullshit? Please, sir, enlighten us, because I have a feeling it's bullshit.
What were the two bills? It was the assault weapons ban.
Yeah, it was 30. It was 34
semi-auto rifle ban and the expanded assault weapons ban, registration, inspection.
Yes.
So
is the semi-auto weapons ban as ludicrous as it sounds? Just you can't have a semi-auto gun anymore, or what's the deal?
Yes, basically.
I'll be honest, I couldn't get past the list of guns that they have here.
Hard to read.
So
you should see.
My thing when I saw this was, how are they defining this? All right, so they're saying semi-automatic military style. Right, exactly. Military style or semi-automatic military style weapons. All right. And then it says military style weapons means any of the following firearms: AK-47, Beretta, AR-70, and BM-59. Does
So,
anybody even know what those are?
I do
Yeah,
actually, yes.
they're awesome.
But they are pretty rad. I used to work in a Cabela's. We'd get them through the gun library every now and again. But
Exactly. But what you said right there, gun library. How old are these guns?
old. Well, I mean, not a lot of them are old, but they're just uncommon.
Right.
What they did, though, here's what they did. They copied the transfer law. I bet you they copied all the guns. Just hit the copy paste button on the transfer law. All of the guns that exist that you have to have a permit to carry to transfer. Right on that list, right there. I bet you that's
Actually, they copied and pasted New Jersey's law because it's the exact same.
Actually, I think I was just going to say, I think I remember GOA putting an article about that, or maybe it was John Crump who did a bit. By the way, I got to talk to John Crump at SHOT Show for the first time. Like, I've been friends with him for a while, like over the internet, but I finally got to sit down and talk with him. That man has told me stories that make my toes curl with how happy he like when he goes after someone. Holy crap, I love him. Hi, John. Anyways, continue on.
Continue, Chris.
Then your Colt AR-15, Daewoo Max 1 and Max 2, FAMAS, MAS. I had to look that one up.
That's the French bullpup.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
There's like a dozen of them in the country. Yeah, there's like a dozen of them.
Yep, exactly. Really high threat item. Real high threat item.
Yeah. Real.
The FNLAR, which is the predecessor to the FAL, the FNC, Galil, semi-automatic type. Did I say that right?
The FNC is the heat gun. The Galil, which is the Israeli rifle that actually came back out.
AK.
Yeah, AK and whatever had a baby. Yeah.
Your H&K 91, 93, and 94. Mac 10, Mac 11, Tech 9, SIG 550 SP, SIG 551
it's one of the best guns in the world.
Yeah.
SKS, Steyr AUG,
Whoa. The SKS? Wait a minute. The fixed magazine stock.
Exactly, dude. It's sweeping. Yep. It's across the board. You cannot own a semi-automatic rifle.
Yep.
Period.
Hold on. It's before you go any further, Chris. It's not even rifle they're talking about. The bill states semi-automatic weapon.
Yep.
That means for you fucking hunters out there, your semi-automatic 12 gauge, yes, it's on there.
Your 1911 on
there. Miss me with the bullshit. I'm a hunter. This shit doesn't affect me. Get fucked. It does.
Yeah. First of all, if anyone ever tells me that to my face again, I'll throat punch you because the Second Amendment was written about fucking hunting.
Anyways, I had to get that out there because that shit just fucking sets me into a tangent.
This is us just talking a lot of shit about people.
I warned you guys. Fucking, we're going full send.
I was just gonna say this is two frustrated Minnesotans venting for a while to an audience of however many people end up listening to this. So yay.
So here's kind of the catch-all. Any firearm that is another model made by the same manufacturer as one of the firearms listed in the Clause 1 and has the same action design as one of the firearms listed and is redesigned, renamed, or renumbered version of one of the firearms listed in the clause, or has a slight modification or enhancement, including but not limiting to a folding or retractable stock, adjustable sight, case deflector for left-handed shooters, shorter barrel, wooden plastic,
fuck left-handed shooters, right?
Or metal stock. I mean, yep, you had to get the other ones in there too. Yeah. Large clip size. Oh, they put clip in here. Idiots. Large clip size, different caliber, or a bayonet mount, and any firearm that has been manufactured or sold by another company under a license agreement with a manufacturer of one of the firearms listed in Clause 1, entered into after the effect date of laws 1993, Chapter 326, to manufacture the sale that are identically or nearly identical to those listed in Clause 1 or described in Clause 2, regardless of the company, production, or country of origin. Jesus.
So, This means.
Exactly. There we go.
Give me 2 seconds, Tony. Give me 2 seconds, Tony. Actually, you know what, Tony? Go ahead, because Chris, there's a part that I want to make sure we touch on here, which is that we can come back to this, is the fact that we can own these, but we have to have written proof of ownership from the Minnesota BCA. That we're going to come back and talk on that. But then I want to talk about something else on there. So go ahead, Tony.
They said the same action. That means short piston action, long piston action.
Everything. Yep.
Everything. Every way you can figure out how to fire.
They figured it out. They figured out the umbrella is what they did.
Yep. That's 100% what they did. Understand, it's not enough to defeat these bills. Mm-hmm. You have to make everyone who is a co-signer on the bill unemployed next election. Yep. That's the way you kill this shit. If you think you win just because we've survived that one, no, bitch. They moved the Overton window. They moved the Overton window of what was acceptable. They're testing this out. Even this language isn't in Jersey. They're testing it out on you. You, the experimental motherfuckers. What's the name of the Japanese group in Manchuria that did all the medical experiments on Chinese people? And the reason we know how much liquid is in the human body? That's what they're doing to you in Minnesota right now.
Yay!
And you have to strike back so fucking hard that they will never, ever, ever, at least 2 elections, try to do that crap again. That's what you have to do if you don't want to see the same shit next year. You don't win. You ain't getting a real win if all you do is get the bills not voted on. No, a real win is every name on that list, including a cock goblin that freaking banned you.
So it does look like, from what I'm reading here, that
well said, Tony.
Shotguns and rifles, pretty much, that don't have a pistol grip would be kind of exempt from this list.
All right, so I want people to see this because I want
SKS doesn't have pistol grip.
Yep, exactly.
So right here, everybody, is the authors and co-sponsors of this bullshit. And look, you can see
famous.
You can see my cock gobbling. I eat Snickers bars upside down. Brad Tabke right there. He's a co-sponsor on this.
That dude looks like he microwaves Pop-Tarts.
Yeah. So then you got Mr. Finky here. And yes, Mr. is correct. So here's all the authors and co-sponsors. Make them famous. Email them.
Hey, pull yours down, Clayton. Pull yours down real quick. I got a better one.
Chris, that's a different episode we can record on. Sorry. All right, go for it. Okay, but here's the one thing I want. Here's the one thing I wanted to come back onto. Did it stop, or am I still sharing? No,
I'm just here to party. So whatever happens, happens.
Here's the. Oh, perfect. Thank you.
There's a bigger list for you right there.
And mind you, all these fucking tool monkeys are all co-sponsoring or sponsoring the same fucking bullshit. Because you got Tabke, who wrote the magazine bill. All these people co-sponsored. They're the same motherfuckers. Hit them with the same damn email. Mm-hmm. But one thing I want to touch on this one especially, because I think I got to find the wordage. I want to make sure it's right. Or Chris, do you still have it up for the wording of the bill of you have to allow law enforcement to enter your home to see where it's stored?
Now that I haven't read through just yet.
That's the news. Yeah, that's part of the new safe storage bit that they were doing.
Yeah. Get fucked.
Let me see if I can
get fucked.
None of that is ever for your safety. It's making okay. Now understand, the reason I'm telling you this is not because I'm talking down to people, it's because I live it already. See, I've seen these episodes already. What happens is it becomes a status quo and acceptable for the police to come into your house to look at stuff. And that becomes normal to the next generation of gun owners. That's the problem.
We gotta stop that, man.
Yeah, because what they're doing is just turning up their boiling water. You guys are going to scream a little bit, but then you'll get used to it because that's the way it is. Well, your kids will never know it was right in the first place being violated. They won't know.
Or even worse, you'll reminisce That's almost even worse. Back in my day, we didn't have, what the fuck happened? Why was it back in your day? What'd you let slip, dog?
Yep.
There was an old documentary. Well, I don't think it's it's not like super old, but that I watched. It's called Targeted. If you ever get a chance to watch it, I highly recommend it. But there's a part in there where the dude is interviewing a former California congressman. And what he said really kind of hit home for me, and it's kind of stuck with me. Is he said, I think it was like 20 to 25 years down the road, is it going to be America, the land of the free, or is it going to be America, do you remember when it was the land of the free?
Sure.
All I'm saying is get ready for it, baby.
Yeah, Bohica.
So, yeah, I found it, Clayton.
What's that, Chris? You'll get it.
Military-style weapon before January 1st, 2027, and who desires to keep ownership, possession, or possession of the device must require certification of ownership of the device from the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. I guess that's the BCA you always talk about.
Yeah, what are they fucking getting prepared or something? Why is it the BCA?
Yeah.
And
why are they automatically assuming I'm a criminal? Would they assume my criminality status? I thought that was bad in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? In fairness, I'm going to make a joke here. I'm sorry, Tactical.
No, go ahead,
I am going to make a Minnesota joke. Minnesotans will respect this. Hey, shit. Honestly, it might be fucking easier for us if we become the criminals. We'll just get let out of jail. We'll get let right back out of jail. We won't even fucking see behind the cells, probably.
Yeah. Not with our AG.
Of course, I'm being very, very sarcastic.
Yeah.
We don't have the right skin tone to get let out of jail up in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And if you wanna get upset because what he said, oh my God, Tyler's being racist. New Jersey just let out a shit ton of criminals the last year under the horseshoe jackass Phil Murphy. Every one of them were black or brown. Not one was white.
I'm just saying what I'm seeing, dog.
Chris has a look that he just like fucking.
Charlotte let that dude out that killed that girl on that tram.
Yep.
Right?
What?
Yeah.
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 Oh shit! Hold on.
Huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's out.
Understand something. All right, let me put it out to you this way. The attack on your Second Amendment rights isn't the only attack that's happening on your freedoms. Right. They're coming from every direction.
Yeah.
We're squealing about this one. I mean, at least I am, because I'm a gun dude. So I am not aware of everything, but I start to see something. You start to learn stuff that's adjacent to what you know if you get out and participate. If you just want to be stupid and sit there and be a couch potato and never learn anything and just eat all the shit they shovel to you, you'll have a great world. You'll live in an awesome world, man. You don't take that fucking pill. Just stay in the freaking pod and let them use your body for energy. Because the minute you step out, you start seeing them coming from this way and they're coming from this way. They're releasing criminals into the freaking streets of New Jersey that haven't finished their convictions for murder. Their sentences for convictions for murder. At the same time, they're banning your ability to defend yourself against people that will kill you.
I'm going to put the tinfoil hat on and say, I'm not convinced that these motherfuckers don't have a clause written in somewhere that they got to vote Democrat or they're going back to jail.
Well, they want to give them the right to vote after they've been convicted of felonies. And of course, who will you vote for if you got convicted of felonies?
That's a great way to force somebody who otherwise wouldn't go to the polls to go to the polls. I'm just saying.
Yep. Why do you think they pay all these
flood
illegals?
The market? Flood. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like I said. I mean, well played up here, right?
Yeah.
Well aware of that one, but just it clicked to me the other day. Is why are they putting so many criminals back out in the streets? Maybe once again, tinfoil hat. No proof of that at all, but it passed through my mind. What if there's just maybe an unwritten rule or a handshake agreement behind the curtain saying, hey, we're going to see you at the polls, right? Otherwise, life might get real hard on you.
They call that the Lake Street handshake up here.
Okay, if you haven't...
I said they call it the Lake Street handshake up here.
Fuck yeah, right?
So,
oh my God.
If you haven't realized after COVID that there is no conspiracy theory that's bad enough, that you probably won't be wrong unless you're totally smoking crack. You probably won't be wrong about the alternative reasons behind what they're doing.
Shit
And
is
that's
so
what's scary.
fucking. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. You're right. Go ahead.
I was going to say, shit is so fucking real. They're trying to distract you by saying aliens exist, ladies and gentlemen. Just as a heads up, right? The fucking holy grail of every goddamn conspiracy is a throwaway to them in comparison to what is real.
Give them time. They're going to be doing tours at Area 51.
Oh, I'm actually kind of psyched about that. I'll sign up.
So
for that one.
I mean, I won't lie. I'll go too. I'll go too.
I'm in. We'll make it a field trip.
Together?
Field trip.
But one thing I found, Clayton, I don't know if y'all know this. According to the 3433, you have to do that recertification every 3 years.
Yes.
I didn't know if y'all knew that. Yeah,
because we don't go through enough bullshit already, right?
Right, exactly. Right. This is the shit. Like, I mean,
I'm telling you, it's easier to become a criminal. It just is.
This is the shit though. Like, you know, I wouldn't. Obviously, I went on a fucking whole goddamn rant and fucking social media rabbit hole by pissing all these guys off. And I don't care, because it comes down to holding these guys accountable. And for people who don't know, this is why people don't read this shit. They just think, oh well, here we go. But let's make this also clear. The same motherfuckers that are writing these bills are protected by the same shit they're trying to take away from us. And one other thing, they can't even define what a assault weapon is. Get fucked.
Well, they can't even define
these guys.
I know.
They can't even define what a woman is.
It's like rolling a snowball up a hill. I mean, I totally get that, but this is the shit.
You got to do it. Like, you got to do it.
This is the shit that I'm saying though. Is like we can. Oh, and of course, you know, law enforcement's all exempt from these bills because they, you know, law enforcement. No disrespect to law enforcement. Respect to law enforcement, military, hands down. But fucking Tony.
Honestly, Tony, I'm right there with you. Here's what I got to say about that. I like cops. I hate the police.
Eat the apple, fuck the core. That's what he's
there you go.
But the thing is, the point that I'm getting at here is, it like you said before, rules for thee, but not for us. You know, it's so fucking just But that's okay. We can have these all to protect ourselves.
So,
well, it's not just law enforcement that's exempt either.
Yeah, government employees
and military.
Yep.
What about former government employees? I was just gonna say, do veterans count as this?
Yeah, no. I was looking. I was looking for some type.
You don't
count.
Of course you don't. Of course you don't count.
Now, let me get my freaking tinfoil friggin' turban going.
Go.
And let you know this. Rolling back to COVID. Because law enforcement is exempt. Government employees are exempt. What happened during COVID to all the government employees and all the military guys and all the law enforcement guys that said, no, I'm not going to get this experimental shot and I'd rather be without this job. So you got rid of all the people with backbones that would say no to the government. Gone. Voluntarily gone, or you fired them. And then who do you have left? The ones that will comply to whatever rule comes down from their higher ups. So, of course, you allow them to have weapons because you know they're not going to stand up against you.
Well, you know, you talk about them releasing criminals and stuff like that, and not only that, but the way we're letting people across the border. It's not necessarily there. You could say twofolds on that. Yeah, it's to get votes, but that was Tony. I mean, you could we could all kind of attest to this. What's part of counterterrorism? Destabilization.
Oh, sure.
100%. Yeah. Yes.
So
understand, both sides are in on this. You let them in. You allow them to come in. You allow them to defund the police. You allow crime to get out of hand. And then the law and order side comes in and go, hey, we need to take some of these freedoms away just temporarily so we can stop all of this evil stuff from happening. Patriot Act.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean that was early 2000s. They had to use the verbiage temporarily. I mean up here now, as we just read, they're not even hiding behind that word no more. It is just straight up in your face. Fuck you. You're a felon if you don't destroy it, give it up, or get it out of state. And we are going to come to an impasse. I always advise. I'm going to break my own damn rule here. I always advise people, don't ever say anything on a podcast that can get you hung out in a court of law, but I'm going to do it. And I'm going to say this, that no, I am fully prepared right now to go to jail for my rights. I'm not standing up on a hill to say that. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else. I'm just saying no. If that law passes, I'm not doing fucking shit.
What's funny though?
Hold on, I stepped away. What law were we talking about? We still talking about the assault weapons ban? I walked away.
Assault weapons ban, 10
rounds. Okay.
I don't care.
In general.
I got you.
Don't care. We were talking earlier about me having to make that phone call to my dad. I am fully prepared to go to St. Paul right now, and I get it. Like, I'm taking a risk, but I'm not caring. I'm not exercising my rights. I live in one of the fucking most matched tinderbox locations in the country right now. There is no way I'm leaving my house without my gun. If I choose a gun that is now no longer legal because of the type of magazine I have inside of it, I am very politely going to go tell the government that they can count the wrinkles in my balloon knot with a magnifying glass. Mm-hmm. And please understand that I am not standing on a soapbox here. I get what I'm saying is putting a target right out on the channel and on me. I'm not doing this for clout, or I'm not, once again, like, just, we got to start doing that. Like, there needs to be more people that are willing to risk it for the fucking biscuit. We got to start taking it back.
Mass non-compliance is something that has to happen.
Yes, it does. You got to be willing.
Being a law-abiding gun owner is no longer a flex. It means you're going to be a victim of these types of laws. Responsible gun ownership, responsible gun ownership is totally different than being a law-abiding gun owner. I am not, and I put it up before. I put it on X. It's one of my viral posts, I guess you'll say. I'm no longer law-abiding. Now, you raid this place where I live right now, every firearm here is New Jersey legal. Because the work I do, I feel, supersedes anything else. So that's why I'm trying to make sure my shit is 100% legal. I got 10-round magazines. I don't have anything Jersey legal. Why? Because I got to fight. I'm hosting 2 events a month around the state to educate people on how to fight this, how to stand up, how to vote, and I'm crossing all demographics at each event. I'm bringing people together, and I don't need to be derailed by having them come and find a 15-round magazine in my
I was going to say, you're a net positive to the community. Like, I definitely
hold get what you're saying. Fuck on. I've got to interrupt, because as we're sitting here recording this, I just received an email from Mr. Brad Tapke.
Ooh, live breaking news.
He responded back to me, saying, good, you'll remove your support for these bills. His response, I said, I hear you, Clayton. Not that I agree with you, but that is okay. It is what the legislation process is. I hope you have a good Sunday, Brad.
I mean, in fairness, he's not saying anything that can really be terribly wrong, but at the same time, he's taking a very Minnesotan DFL route about it. I'm going to take the moral high ground instead of engaging in debate. I'm just going to say, I am politely going to walk away from this conversation. I wish you the best. And if you fight me on this, you're the asshole, not me.
And you know what? I will very politely say this, because I doubt he'll even see this, but I will say it here. I formally my offer still stands. Come sit in a class. Come have a one-on-one conversation at a range. I don't care. Tyler, you're invited too. We can have the sit down. Will he see this? Will he take the offer? No. But at least you know what? I'm doing it too. I'm putting it out there.
Fair enough. I hate to say it, but my camera's toast.
Yep. See,
what happened?
See, this is the amazing part, listening to you guys talk, because Jersey is different. One, we'd each said F you by now. All right.
It goes up here.
And the sad part is this: somebody politely taking your rights away from you and threatening you with taking you away from your family over a freedom is still a piece of shit.
Yep.
So you can be as nice as you want to. Slave master real good to me. He didn't cut my foot off when I ran away. still a slave. You're still a slave. Yep. You have to fight this, and you have to make this person jobless. I don't care how polite they are, because they're taking your freedoms away to the point that you will be removed from your family. You will be financially destroyed for having an SKS.
Yep. You never have to leave your house. You've committed the worst crime that these people can think of. You've never left your house. You've never done anything negative to the community.
There is no victim.
Drug dealers back out on the streets. There's no victim to what you do. Exactly. You've had the gun. Maybe you didn't even buy it. Maybe you just inherited it. And now you are a felon because of it.
Yeah.
That's not right. Regardless of your politics, simply just coming into possession of something through inheritance should not automatically make you a felon. Mm-hmm. If let's say for instance you acquired, I don't know, maybe I'm not a lawyer, so maybe I'm speaking out of my ass, but like if you acquired some other illegal substance through an inheritance, somebody just said, "Hey, I have a bunch of drugs buried in a fucking grave in the desert somewhere. Here's the coordinates upon my death." If you turn that over to the cops, they're not going to arrest you. They're going to say, "Oh, thanks." It's the other way around with guns. They're going to be like, "Fuck you. You just too tough luck. You couldn't control that you were inheriting, illegal bullshit. You didn't do the right thing. You didn't fill out the right form. You didn't talk to us in the right amount of time. You're done. You're the worst type of criminal we can possibly imagine. Go away into a federal prison for years and years, decades even."
Well, like several people have said, if you look back in throughout history, look at what happened at places where guns were taken away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can sit here and list. And what I find funny is what everybody calls Trump is a Nazi. I mean that's what they did. Look, they took the guns away. We're going to protect you. You don't need your guns. And then everybody's in concentration camps. I mean, that's what it boils down to. It's in the name of what they're trying to do. Gun control. They're not calling it gun safety or gun protection. They want control. Pelosi said it in a live interview on TV. The Constitution is an old document and should be run through a paper shredder. I mean, that right there should show you exactly what they're trying to do.
That shows you, by the way, that is your ultimate shield because it fucking works, folks. They're so frustrated by that document because it is such a good shield to your rights as a standard individual. I don't care what you look like, right, when you wake up in the morning. You are like a standardized individual according to that document. And it protects a certain level of liberties. And it's so frustrating because it works so well. Don't give it up. Fight for it.
Because they know if they take away the Second Amendment, they can easily start picking away at the others.
Everything.
Well, they've picked away at the others. The Second Amendment is the one thing that stops them from openly and blatantly blasting the others.
Well played.
Is the Second Amendment. So they have to sneak around and do the others and make things socially unacceptable and allow weird stuff to happen where you go, how did this happen? Slowly and incrementally, they've been taking the rights away, your ability to speak out. Hey, they did a whole test during the early 2020s to see how locked down they can make you and which of your neighbors are going to snitch on you and call the police on you. They've already done that experiment. And a lot of you motherfuckers have failed.
Well, a lot of those same people that were calling out to fail have been worn down by that system, right? And they don't see the value in the fight in it anymore. And that just means they win. Like when you feel beaten enough, like everybody feels this way that fights this fight. If they advocate in any way. You Tony, you were talking about how crushed you were fighting for these bills. I felt that when you were telling that story, you were me in the Hearing Protection Act. Like after that failed, I couldn't talk to anybody for a month because I was like, that was 9 weeks of my life, 12 hours a day, grinding, Twitter, Instagram, everything. So I am right there with you. I learned that lesson. I learned I can't make that mistake again because I've only got 2 more of those in me before I quit, before I become apathetic to the point where I don't want to fight anymore. And that's what they want. That's why they make it so difficult. And that's why they make it so challenging is they want to, calling out some people again, but they want to weed out the weak-willed people. because then it's easier to isolate the folks who are left. And unfortunately, we live in a culture where we openly advertise who we are because of that free speech, so they can very easily target us. There is, I say this now with the luxury of my camera being off, but there is a price to pay for putting your face behind this image and behind this message. Each and every single one of us has paid that price one way or the other through some way, shape, or form, and through, I'm sure, varying degrees of severity throughout our lives. And I'm sure that rings true to a lot of the listeners out there right now, too. The important part is you had that experience and you were able to take away something from it. You understand now, hopefully, that through that experience, you value your Second Amendment rights more. Santa, you nailed it. That Second Amendment protects the First, protects the Fourth, protects everything else that creates the greatness we call America. Without it, there isn't anything. For those who are new to the firearms world that are listening to this and might say like, oh, but what about all of the 40,000 gun deaths every year? The easiest rebuttal to that statement is there is an untold number, in orders of magnitude more cases of defensive firearms used to save lives. If you take those 40, think of it just from a numbers perspective. It's cold, it's mean, it's not human, right? But what's better? And I'm going to use the low number, the proven low number here. There is a full ass journal out about this. I can't remember the name of it, Tony. I'm sure you can cite it off the top of your head. Do you have the name? It's what's the guy's name? John Locke. It's by Professor John Locke. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I'm sure
more guns, less crime, I think, or
something to that effect. But they state that the defensive use of firearms in America per year approaches the case of 2 million individual uses. Okay, the low number on that is like 640,000. That's the we can guarantee this number, but we say it could approach the levels of 2 million individual cases where firearms are used to save lives. Which number is better? At least 500,000. We'll just say 500,000 or 40,000. Like, what is better? Keeping 500,000 people safe or 40,000 people dying? You remove firearms to protect those 40,000 people, and now you endanger those 500,000 minimum, those 500,000 people. Do you think that 40,000 will be equaled out in the violence and the crime that will ensue from effectively creating a nation of victims?
Well, when you create that nation of victims, the next move to stop all this evil crime is more government and less individual rights.
Of course. Yes, of course. Because that's the only way at that point. You must, at that point, Tony, nailed it. You got to go on hand and knee and say, I was wrong. Please, I'll submit. I can't protect my family anymore, right? What do you do if you live in Chicago right now? What do you do? What do you do? The cops don't go there. What do you do if you live in fucking Lake Street? MPD doesn't fucking go down there anymore. What do you do if you're a law-abiding citizen who just happens to have the shit luck of being stuck there? Like, I am under no illusion. I'm a white dude in the burbs. I got a great fucking life, dude. I get that. I get that more than most. And once again, I hate the fact that my camera's off during this, but hey, what we have.
The big thing too is a lot of people need to realize that people aren't going to go into the kind of places you're talking about to commit robberies and stuff like that.
I disagree completely. I think where a lot of that fucking crime happens is right in those places.
Well, you do have a lot of crime,
for worse and worse.
But a lot of it is going to start filtering into some of these nicer communities.
I hear you. Okay,
because
definitely
they're going to
outward.
They're going to start running out of. They've destroyed enough of theirs, so now we've got to move out here.
That I can agree with completely. Eventually, yeah, you need a target-rich environment. You got to refresh. You got to expand out. When the virus itself conquers the area, it's got to expand.
Right.
And it's going back to making sure you look at your state and your local governments. Because even here in South Carolina, the city of Columbia, their city council snuck in red flag laws.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because of who got voted into these positions and people not paying attention.
That's not paying attention is what happens more often than not. Like, there can be genuinely good advocates, but if you blink, those motherfuckers are watching. Santa, you nailed it. Those guys are watching. They're waiting for you to slip, and then they'll just they'll slip one in there, and then all of a sudden that red state's got red flag laws.
Yeah.
Because you've allowed it. A lot of that R behind the name doesn't. Listen, Republicans aren't automatically pro-gun. Stop believing the bullshit and do some educating. And I know a lot of people, me included, I've worked the election polls and watched it happen. You go in and you go, I don't even know who these people are, but I'm going to vote today. R, 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 R.
Right.
Sure.
Do you know what their Second Amendment stance is? Do you know what their stance on the First Amendment is? Do you know if they even know what a woman is? Do they stand for the principles that you have?
Right.
And I'm not saying it either way. I'm just saying you don't know anything other than they had an R behind their name. And then when things come up and these very same people reach across the aisle and join the Democrat.
Then you complain. You voted them in.
Yep.
Well, look at the Chicago.
I get hung out to dry when I say I vote on 2A issues. They're like, what else do you vote on? I was like, I can't know everything about everyone. Right. Like, I understand that there is Republicans, Democrats. Those are, the general idea. Tony, man, you nailed it so early on in the show when you were talking about you can't have a guy. You can't. You got to stop building your identity behind a political party. Yeah, you have to think for your fucking self and not think what your parents taught you to think or not think what the TV teaches you to think. You have literally grown up in a place, in a community, in a time that has had access to more information than any other point in history in a shorter amount of time, period, dot, end of story. It's not even close. And you fail to educate yourself on the simple histories that existed not just fucking 100 years ago, 50 years ago. It's insane that we find ourselves here. It's insane that we've gotten fucking lazy as a community. I mean, I get it. Like, as time goes on, shit gets easier. People get better. We were just talking about celebrating the Olympics. I mean, look at athletes nowadays versus 50 years ago. It's a different breed of human being. Mm-hmm. That fight that's inside of those people grows too. And we got to grow with it. That fight's got to grow with us. We're still fighting 1980s energy. We got to bring that shit up to 2026.
Yep.
They've allowed you to villainize the founders. They've allowed you, and they've torn down the people that have stood up. Oh, Martin Luther King Jr. cheated on his wife. Martin Luther King Jr. Raped a girl or some bull crap. I don't know what. I'm like, you motherfuckers are allowing people to tear down people that actually did things because they supposedly committed these crimes. The FBI was watching everything he did. So if it was that horrible, why wasn't he arrested? Because they allowed it to happen because they wanted to have blackmail material on him, and they tried to convince him to kill himself. They actually wrote a letter to him saying to do that. So understand, they've gotten to the point where you look down on all of your heroes. Like nobody's brave because you can't be a hero if you're not perfect.
I mean, how did they get there? That wave of cancel culture that everybody experienced for the last 10 fucking years that normalized hating the people you idolize?
Yeah.
That sounds familiar right now, doesn't it?
Right.
Stop being stupid. Stop being easily fooled. No one.
Yeah, make them work for it at least.
Exactly. Understand all communication is manipulation. You need to start asking yourself, why are you hearing this story? What purpose could it be? Martin Luther King Jr. is long dead. Why are you shitting on his image? What possible good could be there? Because his image is stand up for the rights of all people. That's the image. Not that he was a freaking great married guy. Not that that's how I should run my life. But this was here's something. Some of you guys won't even fill out a survey. You won't go testify. This dude had his house bombed and still fought the fight. You can't hold his fucking jockstrap. Well, so how are you judging him?
Well, the big thing is they're trying to do that because everybody's using what he did to try to discredit what they're trying to do now. And I mean, they're going about it the wrong way. To me, he went about it the right way. And okay, so he cheated on his wife. Okay, that makes him human. That doesn't mean what he did for people wasn't valid. And they're trying to use him being human to invalidate what he did.
100%.
And here's the other thing is stop trying to look at this person. If this politician is my guy, you're never going to have the perfect politician. You've got to look at their policies and what they stand behind. That's what you've got to look at. Yeah, I might not agree with certain things that certain people do, but I want to look at what their policies are that they're running on, that they're going to stand behind. Is it benefiting me? Is it benefiting America? Is it making us more free or less free? And I think that's really what we've got to get everybody to understand. And I know we've harped on this episode after episode after episode. You have to look at state and local government. Stop just focusing on the federal government. Because as you can see now, your state and your local governments are the ones that are trying to take your freedoms away. Because if they can get all 50 states to take your freedoms away, then it's going to be easy to get the federal government to fall in line.
Yep, 100%.
So I think this has been a really, really good conversation.
Yeah, definitely.
Tyler, I appreciate you joining us and joining in on the conversation and your insight on a lot of this. I know you and Tony, and even though he's not in Minnesota, he's still got to fight. Clayton, y'all got to fight.
Yep.
You know,
100%.
I'm lucky enough right now that I'm in a state where I don't have to really deal with this just yet. But this is why I harp on it with everybody I know. You've got to continue to watch, because if you don't continue to watch, we're going to end up like these other states.
Yep. I'll add it. I'm gonna say my little ending here. Get involved, you guys. And I know we went on a bunch of tangents tonight. I know I did for sure, but that's where I'm just my frustration.
Yeah, sorry,
level.
I tend to do that too.
It's all good, man. It's all good. But I want to end this. Get involved. Back to what Chris just said about getting involved locally. That's where it matters too. Excuse me, Minnesota Gun Owners Caucus, GOA.
Please help them out, guys. They are so good. They're so good.
We
also,
need to help.
Clayton, can we give them the public service announcement about the very confusing good guy versus bad guy dynamic in Minnesota?
You, sir, can take that one away.
Sure. So it's a little tricky up here. I can't. You might have to help me out with the other guy's organization name, but Rob Doar is a tricky name in Minnesota because there's a good Rob Doar and a bad Rob Doar. Mm-hmm. The good Rob Doar works for Minnesota Gun Owners Caucus, and his last name is spelled DOAR. Okay, the Doar brothers, who have run a firearms advocacy Ponzi fucking scheme across the United States for decades, unmolested by the United States government or law enforcement for whatever fucking reason, are the DORR brothers, and those guys should be avoided at all costs.
Yes, and they run Minnesota Gun Rights.
And they do that intentionally, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. They are trying to quite literally steal your dollars, take money out of the hands of real, actual advocates, right? And people are willingly being duped and scammed by these people. So remember, Minnesota Gun Owners Caucus, it's a funny word, right? Caucus, because you say cock, right? Remember that. It's easy because you say cock, right? Minnesota Gun Owners Caucus is good. Those guys are rad. Those guys are super awesome. We love them. The other dudes, Minnesota Gun Rights Association, whatever those fucking cock wagons are called. Sorry, I shouldn't say cock because that's the other guys. Sorry, Minnesota Gun Owners Caucus. That's me. That's the ADHD kicking in. It's a late night. Anyways, don't support DORR. Rob Doar, that guy, he sucks. Rob Doar, DOAR of the Minnesota Gun Owners Caucus, 2 gigantic thumbs up, and they wail. They go to fight for all of your rights. They're the best at what they do, and they're the reason why you have the rights that you do in Minnesota. Period. End of story.
No, again, great conversation, guys. This has been a great episode. Thanks again, Tyler, for joining us.
Thank
you.
I hope
everybody enjoyed the episode, and I hope everybody has a good night. Peace out.
Cheers.